Queen bees are highly valued in Canada. Because we have winters, we have a short spring and summer season. We don't have a lot of time in spring to wait for a new queen to be raised if one has died. It is an occupation of many beekeepers around the world to have a business raising queen bees to sell to beekeepers. They will put larvae into little queen cups and place them in a hive. The bees recognize the cups and the larva and know it's a queen, so they will feed her and they will take care of her. Beekeeper keeps careful track of when the queens will all hatch, which is 16 days. The beekeeper will put each queen into a mini hive. I call them Barbie doll hives. The bees will take care of her, and when she hatches, she will fly out to mate and return. Once the beekeeper knows that she's mated and he can tell if she's laying eggs, he will then put her and a few of her nurse bee attendants into a special queen cage. Often, if someone is close to the supplier, they will pick up the queens. Would you believe that many of these queens are sent via courier mail? They are. That's how I received a few of the queens I have in hives. They are shipped in envelopes with holes for breathing, and they arrive within 1 or 2 days. The package will say, "Live Queens." When I worked, I'm retired now, I had them delivered to my office because I didn't want the package to sit outside in the sun all day. My mailroom people got very excited to receive this special package. They even learned how to take care of them. The queen comes in a wooden cage with window screening on it. On the end is plugged with a cork and the other end has soft candy. The first thing we do, and this is what the mail people learned, is to wet a piece of paper towel with warm water and rest it on the screening to give the nurse bees a good drink. They have traveled, sometimes from a very long way, from countries like New Zealand, Australia, or Chile, and they are thirsty bees. The nurse bees would have fed the queen the whole time they were traveling with royal jelly, which they can squirt from a mouth gland. The nurse bees eat the candy to give themselves food for the trip. I prefer to get my queens from an Ontario beekeeper and support someone local, but that means I have to wait until our spring weather is right for those queens to be raised. For commercial beekeepers who need their hives to build up much more quicker and they want queens earlier in spring, they receive their queens from those countries that I mentioned, and those countries are approved by our inspection agency to be able to send them to Canada. On tomorrow's post, I'll explain more about the candy in the queen cage and how we introduce the new queen to her hive.